Welcome to Resource Thursday with SafeDNS. I'm your host, Paco Lebron. This is the place to learn how to run your IT service business, whether you're a one-person shop or leading a team for the journey. This is the place for you. Let me go ahead and introduce my co-host. We have none other than Rick Smith over at Renactus Technology. Rick, how are you today?
I'm doing good, Paco. Good morning. Can't complain at all.
Very good, very good. And we have some new guests this time around over at SafeDNS. We have Leo, who is the head of technical support over at SafeDNS. Leo, how are you doing today?
Not bad, not bad. Sounds great.
Very good, very good. And then we also have Tom, who is the senior business development rep over at SafeDNS as well. Tom, how are you?
Nice to meet you guys. I'm doing fine. Thank you so much.
Very good, very good. I'm really excited to talk to you about SafeDNS and what you all have to offer for our audience. But before we do, I'd like to talk about our favorite thing in the whole wide world and where I believe the magic happens, and that is TechCon Unplugged. TechCon Unplugged is September 16th to the 18th at the Hilton Rosemont Chicago O'Hare. This is our annual event, third year now, where we go ahead and talk about quite a few things. But the most important that we love everyone to know about if you are traveling to the show is our pre-day event. We have our pre-day event from Huntress and our own Cyber Matt Lee, who are going to come together and talk about Microsoft 365 and really going through a tabletop exercise on protecting yourself, on making sure that you're safe for not only internally, because you got to make sure your house is clean, but also making sure that your clients are taken care of as well. The agenda has been updated. We are still continuing to update the website. There's a lot more great stuff that are coming. We have new vendors. We have new partners. We have new peers presentation. And the ever elusive breakout workshops are back this year. So we are going to have 6 breakout sessions across the weekend. And we all know this is not going to be recorded. So this is going to be some great stuff that you want to hear from your peers on understanding things like pricing, understanding how you should leverage the cloud, things of that nature, and many more that we're going to be able to talk about during this weekend. And you should also make sure that you head to our Saturday night social, which is going to be sponsored by Gradient and Acronis. So head over to techconunplugged.com. You will be able to purchase your ticket. If you are on our newsletter, you should have received a discount code for $75 off. We'll go ahead and mention it off here. It's July 75 off, JULY 75 OFF. That is only valid until July 5th in the morning. So take advantage of it. Get $75 off for great Independence Day of our country. And we'll see you over in September in TechCon Unplugged. All righty, gentlemen. Appreciate you dealing with that spiel of ours for a little commercial. But really, this episode is about you, and we want to talk more about SafeDNS. But before we go into the company and kind of what it does, we really want to know more about you all. So maybe Leo or Tom, depending on who wants to start first, how did you get into the industry, and how did you get familiar with the channel of just IT service providers and managed service providers?
Thank you so much. So who will start?
Give it to me. I'll start. Okay, so yeah, my name is Leo, and I'm a team lead in technical support department, and I'm working here at SafeDNS for 2 years or a little bit more. It wasn't something unusual to get there as a technical support agent and then as a manager, since I'm working in this sphere for quite a long time. I've always been interested in IT, and I got some own web services I use for my personal pleasure. Initially, I was located in Eastern Europe, but currently I'm in Turkey. And as a part of SafeDNS, I'm working for 2 years, as I said. Yeah, I really like it. As a part of SafeDNS, I know our company exists for almost 10 years, and we were a normal growing company, but after COVID-19 started hitting, everything changed. I believe Tom can explain this better since he started working here a little bit earlier than me.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you, Leo. My name is Tom. I'm the Senior Business Development Manager or rep at SafeDNS. Do a lot of work with the partners and stuff. Overall, I've been introduced to the industry when I lived in USA for a few years. Actually, I had the chance. Overall, I've been doing sales for my whole life, and I always been kind of geeked like that, and always been interested in technology and cybersecurity stuff, a lot of the privacy data and everything like that, because of the social networks and how everyone is literally just snitching on each other, on themselves online, like while doing some stuff. Applied. Honestly, I don't have to say a lot. I just applied and learned a lot throughout the years working at SafeDNS. And thank you for SafeDNS for giving me the opportunity to work in SaaS business. I work a lot with many different types of clients, and we'll be glad to show some value here for you and your potential partners and listeners.
Very good, very good. So we heard about how you kind of came into the industry, how you came into SafeDNS, but why don't you tell us a little bit more about SafeDNS? I think everyone should know what a DNS who's listening into this this program, but we want a little bit more about what makes SafeDNS kind of an alternative for those to consider that they may be using another DNS provider or just trying to figure out what is the right DNS provider for me. Can you tell us a little bit about SafeDNS? I know, Leo, you just mentioned that you've been around for about 10 years, but can you tell us a little bit more about SafeDNS and how it kind of came to fruition?
Yeah. So as Leo previously said, SafeDNS has been on the market for 10 years. First product was released in 2012, and it's been released for the ISPs at first, and then we rolled out to the B2C and B2B markets. Overall, headquarters are located in Alexandria, Virginia. There's like 30% of the people in headquarters, and 70% of the workers and employees are spread out across the globe, because we work in absolutely different regions. From MENA to LATAM, we have employees everywhere who's speaking local languages. So if anyone's who's listening it outside of the US, kindly reach out to us. We're always willing to help, no matter where you're at, because of our Anycast system and stuff. SafeDNS overall is we started as the content filtering solution and grow to be kind of more into cybersecurity field like company. And we try to grow even more by releasing new products that Leo will share more about at the end of the segment, like UTMs and stuff. But currently we do have our main product right now is our SafeDNS Cloud. It's a DNS filtering and cybersecurity solution that helps clients of different kinds and partners to protect customers across the globe.
Very cool, very cool. So it sounds like it's not SafeDNS really is just not a DNS content filtering product, but has expanded over the years on offering more. Now, was this in correlation to the remote work from anywhere movement from the past couple years, or was this prior to kind of like this was always on the roadmap? It kind of just sped up a little bit because of the need to kind of keep secure remotely.
Yeah, COVID definitely changed a lot of things, even within the company, when we realized we don't need to be in one place for everyone to still work and provide value. We realized that we need, outside of the regular content filtering on the network, we need to hit up all of the platforms. So for all of the roaming people who work at the companies from home or just constantly traveling, we need to release something and cover them as well. And for that, we already working on finalizing applications for Mac and iOS platforms. We currently already have almost all of the platforms covered. It's Windows, Android, Linux, like whatever you guys use, we're looking to cover everything. But outside of that, SafeDNS is a fully cloud solution. It's an Anycast system that's spread out across the globe. We have more than 20 nodes, like 11 of them are in the US, and you can really achieve simple content filtering in cybersecurity with literally 3 simple steps that I can tell more a little bit down the road.
Gotcha.
A little bit more.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I think our audience loves simple. Rick, do you love simple when it comes to your security and trying to keep your clients secure?
Definitely need simple, need something. And, again, I go back to the same thing. It just has to work, be simple to implement, and keep on going. And then you not really set it and forget it, but you don't have to put too much work into it. You guys, is your solution, is it a multi-tenant for an MSP who comes on board? Is it a multi-tenant client so we can see everything?
Absolutely. There's 3 levels to our dashboard. It actually goes from the distributor to reseller to the end user. And basically, distributors can create reseller panels for their partners, and partners can, resellers that is, can create different types of licenses for variety of businesses and stuff, from ISPs to nonprofits to educational segment to Wi-Fi vendors in parks and malls everywhere. SafeDNS is used a lot at different, like from enterprise level to the churches, to the local churches that you have. Essentially, because really you don't need additional people, you don't need any hardware to set everything up. I don't know if you guys had previous experience with DNS filtering.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So you know how simple it is compared to the firewalls and UTM, as it's
especially for cloud DNS products, especially trying to maintain, anything from particular work groups. I don't know if your product allows the ability to provide a static gateway for those users to make sure that they have one static gateway to do GeoIP restrictions. But having a true cloud DNS really helps. As you mentioned, it's not tying to any type of hardware. There doesn't need to be an actual office. Obviously, everyone can be remotely as they go for that infrastructure. I know you have mentioned, and I think this is kind of leading into that conversation, is there are obviously other DNS products out there. How does yours save a lot of IT service providers time and money by enrolling in SafeDNS? And also, to kind of carry on to that, what industries have you seen kind of really benefiting from enrolling, as far as partners you have worked with to enroll with SafeDNS, that they've seen a lot of improvement?
There's different industries, honestly, from MSPs to original manufacturer partners. We work even SafeDNS can even be put in hardware such as routers and stuff. But overall, yeah, we will provide you as a partner. We will provide you with a multi-tenant panel where you're able to create and manage all of your users. The onboarding is pretty simple. We'll provide you with the marketing support and guides and materials. Leo here to represent the support. We do have one of the best supports across all vendors, and I'm just not saying that. We literally reply within 2 minutes. We know how hard it is to get the answer from Cisco or something like that, and the first line of support at SafeDNS is always ready to handle your queries. So it's either chat or phone, and the second line, of course. Have I answered your question? Sorry.
Yep. No, yeah, absolutely. But I was actually going to carry over to Leo and say, being that you're the head of the technical support, what are some of the features that you found that partners are really diving into recently? Is that more content filtering? Have they expanded kind of what they're doing with SafeDNS? What have you kind of seen, and kind of being the frontline defense of what they're looking to troubleshoot and trying to implement with their infrastructure?
Well, the most interesting thing, I think, it's just a regular setup. It's not that hard to configure the filter, as Tom mentioned, and most of our customers are interested in automations. And we have two types of APIs that help our customers to automate interactions with the dashboard, helps them to manage their users, manage their settings, filtering policies, and etc. So currently, most of our work with the partners in the automations and making API roles and API commands, because it's really useful for our customers, and configure the filter is not that hard. So basically,
yeah, it's pretty straightforward. All you need to do is insert the IP address into the dashboard, then take one of our DNS server IPv4 or IPv6 addresses, insert them into your router or end user device. From there, you just click the categories that you want to be blocked, and it's magically start working. Honestly, when I got hired here, I couldn't believe it's working like that. I always thought you have to install some stuff and for it to be protected.
True. It literally takes just about 2 or 3 minutes to start filtering.
As soon as DNS is cached from the system, flushed from the system, that is, it's managed to start working.
But overall,
cool. Maybe you can tell about how we're expanding the app blocker feature, or you would like to save it for later. I know you prepared a bit to share about the functionality that we had.
Yeah, I actually got a little bit information about the current features we have and about upcoming features, including the agents you already mentioned about macOS and iOS systems. So I can start from here.
Okay.
Right. So let's start from the app blocker, which is the newest feature, which has been added, I don't know, about a month ago. The feature helps to bring more convenience to our customers. It's basically allows blocking certain web applications such as social networks, game stores, specific games or ecosystems applications, or many more. And you just need to simply click on it, and an application will be blocked. And
Yeah.
by application, I mean the internet connection for their services, for their servers.
So additionally to the regular cloud filtering, we also just last month released a new feature which is called App Blocker, which is essentially helps to block a lot of the ecosystems and bandwidth hogs like torrents and stuff from your system if you would like. It's as simple as the categorization. You will see the list of categories or applications that can be blocked, and just by clicking them, everything will be the same. It's as simple as that.
Gotcha. And this is across platforms, whether it is a PC,
Fully cloud.
Mac, or even a mobile iOS or Android device. Very cool.
Yeah, if they connect it to the system, everything works through the cloud. No application will be working. If you will install the software, like Leo can correct me here. I don't know. Does Agent carries the same app blocking features from
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
Yeah, everything works.
Yeah, it works absolutely the same way.
Mhm.
So the main feature of the agent is basically roaming. So you can use it for your roaming clients, your roaming employees that can travel from office to home or anything else. And the filter will work every time and on every network.
Yeah, just kind of. So like agent only represent like all of the functionality will be available. Doesn't matter if you fully through the cloud or with the software installed. We do have these roaming clients we call agents, but they mostly used for the situations where no like person not connected to the network, or maybe you need more additional granularity in terms of statistics and stuff. Because as you probably are aware, DNS filters differentiate users via their public IP address, and from there we do have additional functions like NAT DNS and stuff to differentiate groups of users if they behind NAT. But agent can be also installed to assist with this because it works through the tokens and certificates.
I just want to be clear. I just have a quick question. The agent you would use if you're roaming, and you can use the cloud. Do they work they work exactly the same, or is it
Virtually they are similar, but the agent have to be present if you want to filter out someone outside of the network, or if you need more granularity, let's say separate filtering settings for the specific user within the network, but all of the users have similar IP address. Does that make sense?
okay?
Gotcha. Now, as
Other
far
than
as
that,
for
oh yeah, continue please.
no, just quick question. So I know you mentioned obviously the app blocker and doing the categories. One of the issues that I have found on some of the other products is that it's a couple dashboards to go in to kind of do exclusions and blocking specific URLs. I imagine that your system has the ability simply to go ahead and whitelist any type of
Absolutely.
URL filtering. Thing. Okay, perfect. Because I know that
Yeah.
there's a lot of that, and then two. There are some that will block things that like newly created domains from within the last 30 days or things of that nature that tend to get blocked. So we were just wanting to make sure that, because that's been a huge issue for a lot of previous products, where trying to locate where to exclude that URL so that a user can gain access to that site in a fairly small amount of time. So just to speak more to the interface and just kind of know a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so essentially, after you click the categories that you would like to be blocked, same as the applications or the ecosystems, if you would like to override these settings, there is a allow and deny lists that are always available to you. So let's say if you block all of the social networks, but still, let's say for your marketing team, you want for Twitter and Facebook to be open for them to work there, you just go into the allow list, put the domain there. It shows additional domains that should be added for everything to work smoothly. You just click add and everything just start working. And it goes vice versa if you want to block something. So let's say if you want to just block Twitter, you just go ahead and put it in the deny list.
Okay. Now, is this top down in the multi-tenant? So for example, let's say, there's quite a few things that may get blocked that may be specific analytic tools or trackers that was originally thought to be malicious, but it kind of creates all that noise inside of the dashboard of what's been blocked. Is there a way to make if we have a set of URLs that we know, okay, they have been flagged in previous products, we like to apply this to all tenants? Is that a feature
Yeah,
that is available in
absolutely.
SafeDNS? Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go to the resellers level and upload even the lists of the URLs and domains, and from there everything would be applied to your clients without them having a possibility to change that. Because based on how you perceive this, you can either have them access to these settings or not, depending on what type of customer do you serve and what you're trying to achieve. So I guess I answered your question.
Yeah, absolutely. Rick, did you have something?
I just think that's important that you're able to do that. He said, if you want to give your client access, I'm saying absolutely not.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
By the way, didn't mention, that it's a fully white labeled solution, and we can provide you with a separate login portal for your clients as well. Everything will be in your colors with your logos, so it could be a good fit if you're worrying about your brand or try to grow your brand more.
Yes, and it also can be put on your domain as well.
Oh, and that was my next question, to see if it could be CNAMEd into the subdomain. That's awesome. Now you mentioned support, right? When is support available to a user, and usually how fast have you seen support get back to a partner that may need some help?
It all goes from me, I suppose.
Okay.
So yes, we actually got some strong, robust SLAs and KPIs. So basically, we answer questions in the chat within 2 minutes, and we answer emails within an hour, and we are 24/7 online on the phone.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good.
So we have 2 levels of support, and we reply fast. You can try it yourself right now. Like I urge you right now, everyone who's listening, go type to ask a question to our support. You'll get the answer.
Very cool. Very cool. Now we did talk about a partner program and kind of how you have tried to kind of tailor this and really help assist IT service providers, managed service providers on adopting a solution like this. Can you talk a little bit more about kind of the evolution of your partner program and kind of what is available to those that may want to enroll with SafeDNS today?
Yeah, so we try to have the approach with the commitments similar to Cisco, to our biggest competitor, where we had the tiers and stuff, where we had minimal monthly commitments and stuff. But what we realized is that there are many shops, like a one-person shops to big companies, and we don't want to apply everything to all of the partners. So we decided within the company, sort of, that simple solutions need a simple partnership, and by that I mean transparent and efficient ones. And for that I mean, like, after we sign the agreement, we do have regular agreement to sign, but after that there is no additional paperwork, nothing. You pay for who you connect, you get the discount based on the volume that you expect to sell or the number of customers you bringing and the rollout. The discount grows for up to 30%. White labeling white labeling is available for you at all times. We will provide you with a pre-sale engineer if required while doing the POC and stuff. We do have marketing support. We can provide you with case studies, with the white papers for you to show to your clients. And there is no additional trainings or certifications. So right now we know there's the issue that open DNS contracts with MSPs are expired somewhere in August, and to become the Cisco umbrella partner, you need to do a lot of training and a lot of certifications. So we're kind of approaching it like you don't need any of that. We'll teach you everything and you'll understand everything quite fast. You don't need to do the exams. We're not in the university no more.
Gotcha. Now, does a rep with, let's say, for example, a partner enrolls with SafeDNS and they're trying to figure out kind of where to start, and they want to enroll in like the partner enablement materials that you mentioned, the case studies, the white papers, really trying to bring this to market for them? Does that pre-sales engineer help them with not only setup, but is there a rep or an account rep that can help them try and figure out how to bring this to their partners or including it into their stack as an inclusion to provide us an additional service? Or maybe even in a flip side, maybe do a lunch and learn, do a webinar that can educate on why DNS is available. Is there resources like that with the company to help them kind of get the message across?
Yeah, absolutely. We do have quite a few people in the same position as myself actually do that. So we will provide you with the seamless onboarding. We will answer all of your questions while you will be testing out the solution somewhere on your devices or working with the client. On top of that, if you need any additional marketing materials or webinar or presentation for me to show you the value for different types of clients of SafeDNS, how we approach them and stuff, I'm always available, and a few of my colleagues as well. And again, we're across the globe. We're available 24/7.
Very good, very good. All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're getting close to the top of the hour, and then we'll go ahead and run back and kind of get lasting thoughts, things that we haven't covered that we'd like to try and cram in the next 5 minutes. But for those that are interested in supporting the podcast, head over to patreon.com/MSP Unplugged. There you'll be able to not only gain access to our online community, which is currently hosted on Facebook, which is a private group. You also have access to other early discounts and other trainings and learning labs that we will have available, which there are going to be a few coming up here in the summer. So if that is of interest to you right now, the deal is about $1 about an episode, so $1 a show. So it's about $4 a month. Feel free to head over to patreon.com/MSP Unplugged, and we welcome you to join the community. All right, gentlemen. I wrapped it up in hopefully 60 seconds to give you enough time to kind of talk a little bit more on, is there anything, we've talked a lot about SafeDNS. We talked about how you all went to market. We talked about really the benefit of utilizing a solution like this, let alone what it means to be a partner with SafeDNS. But as we kind of round out the show, is there any key things that we want to highlight about SafeDNS before we end the show, just to encourage those to maybe reach out, see a demo, see what the interface is all about, and take more of this home on really understanding that a DNS solution should probably be in their stack?
Yeah, we urge everyone to try SafeDNS, of course, because the trial is definitely free. We will show you around, show the capabilities of the product. We will show you how we approach the pricing schemes and stuff. We don't push any additional margins on you after we provide you with the discount, or rather not the margins. We don't care how much you sell for the client. If you can go higher, you go for it. To highlight everything, you really just need to try it for yourself. It's really simple to set up. There is a lot of, I really believe that there is a lot of value on the DNS level that still haven't been shown by everyone because of the old type of approach to this with the firewalls and stuff like that. But as we feel more companies transitioning more into hybrid workplaces and working with Azure and other platforms in that field, we will see a lot of transition into the cloud in terms of cybersecurity as well. And this is where DNS resolvers come with a lot of value, I believe, because we are the first level to get hit by the most popular malware and ransomware attacks. The stats are showing that. And on SafeDNS side, we do have a AI-powered machine learning team of 7 people constantly updating the database. On top of that, we have 200 private and public sources of different kinds. We work with governments in USA, in Canada, in Germany, by providing us with the list of different terrorist threats and pornography websites. There's a lot of work put in the background that you don't see, but overall, it's a simple and clean set and forget type of solution that brings a lot of value to the customers and clients.
Very good, very good. Leo, any lasting thoughts before we sign off here?
Well, I can add a little bit interesting information about the database. It's actually one of our products as well. And we have machine learning and artificial intelligence. We use more than 200 sources to form the database. Every day, our system scans around 10 million domains, and which are going through the classification procedure in our database. The machine learning scans content of each domain and categorize it with AI. Currently, our system can scan and classify text records, links, downloadable files, pages, and images. And one of the huge tasks we are going to classify videos soon as well. So I think that's huge news.
I didn't mention, by the way, a few additional, like besides the regular content filtering and cybersecurity that comes on top of it, we're able already to block inappropriate images. We were able to exclude inappropriate videos from the YouTube. So there is a lot of value in situations where you still have the open internet, but let's say you don't want to have ads or inappropriate videos or images online for your kids or stuff.
No, that's huge. Yeah, that's definitely for
That's
those that are
really good.
trying to, especially with remote from work, trying to make sure no one gets onto the systems and trying to lock it down as best as possible too. So that's really great. Rick, it's that time of the show. Any lasting thoughts that you may have before we sign off?
It's my time. I want to thank you guys for coming on. We appreciate your time. We appreciate you, introducing SafeDNS to the community. As far as everyone, we haven't done this in a while, but I always close the show talking about TechCon Unplugged. So I'm going to give another plug for TechCon Unplugged, but I'm going to do it a little different. Again, you hear me all the time praising the opportunity that TechCon Unplugged has brought to me, but I think not only to me, but to the community as well. But I also want to point out, we're really trying to expand things this year. So Paco talked about the Facebook community. We talked about the breakout sessions. One of the things we wanted to do from feedback from everyone else is we're going to continue those breakout sessions throughout the year. Basically having in the Facebook group some follow-up so that it's just not something you learn there, we talk about there, and then everyone, gets it or doesn't get it, or, takes it home and implements it or doesn't, or can't remember half the things that happen. So one of the plans is to continue through the community throughout the year to keep the conversation going, basically, and take those learnings that we got from the presenters who gave them to us, and keep the push going on to help us grow our business, which is what the whole purpose of why we're doing this. So I just want to encourage everyone to look forward to that, to participate in that. And again, we're coming down to it now. It's hard to believe it's July. Well, tomorrow it'll be July. So, so we're coming, real close, a couple of months now to it. So I encourage everyone, get your tickets. And again, I do emphasize this, and Paco talked about it in the beginning. If you're planning on coming, think about getting there late Thursday evening or Friday morning, because the pre-show events will be very good. And they will bring a lot of value to you. And I'd hate to see someone miss it because, they didn't know about it, or because of travel planning. I do understand times are tight, and, everyone will make it when they make it. But we do encourage you to make the pre-show. I think it's great learnings, and, it'll just add to the overall success of the show and your overall experience of the show. With that, I'm going to close and let Paco round it out.
No, I think Rick mentioned a lot of great things, and obviously his community involvement is the best. So if you are interested, obviously head over and we'll take advantage of that. But Leo, Tom, really appreciate you taking out the time this morning to really talk about SafeDNS and everything that you all kind of do. If there are those that are interested, we're going to make sure we have the details in the show notes on how to get a hold of SafeDNS. But let's say they wanted to reach out to maybe one of you or just learn more about SafeDNS. What's the best route for them to go to?
Honestly, just drop a line on sales. We'll pick that up and be in touch. But my personal email is tom@safedns.com. Kindly email me if you have anything. I'm always open for the new opportunities. Thank you guys, Paco and Rick, this is our new experience for us. Thank you for bearing with us, being slow and fast at the same time, don't knowing what to say sometimes. But highly appreciate the opportunity. And I definitely hope we bring in the dollar money worth to your Patreon subscribers. Please subscribe. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. No, yeah, it was a great time. We appreciate all the information that you all had shared today. And for those that are tuning in, thank you. We appreciate you tuning in. If you want to learn more about, vendors like this or just tech talks, you can, you can go ahead and tune in on Tuesday and Thursdays. Watch the video podcast on youtube.com/MSP Unplugged, or we are on the facebook.com/MSP Unplugged. Did I just say the Facebook like Uncle Marv? Anyway, we got to go ahead and we're also streaming over on LinkedIn. You can search this as MSP Unplugged, or you can go over to linkedin.com/company/MSP Unplugged. That is a mouthful in itself. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button to be notified wherever and whenever a new episode is available. If you'd like to take us with you on the go, we are on all your favorite podcatcher apps. You can catch us on places like Amazon Music, Spotify, and of course, Apple Podcasts. Once again, thank you for listening, and we will see you next time on MSP
Thank you so much, guys.
Unplugged.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a good one.